Alrighty guys, what is going on? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to properly schedule and open a three-way Zoom call. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, how you can do it for yourself, and you can walk through this step-by-step with me, okay? So at this point, guys, you're here, you're at this step, properly scheduling and opening a three-way call. You should have already gone through this playlist, okay? Intro to building trainings, this playlist, you can find this in the members guide. There's an entire playlist of videos there. And this is like the introduction to building, introduction to sharing this with people so that you know the proper steps of doing so. There is a system that you want to follow that's not only working for, some of the best mentors and leadership that we have, but it's duplicatable for the newest person coming into this. And you can follow the system and do it exactly how the professionals are doing it as well. So you guys, again, I'm going to harp on this because it's very, very important. You want to make sure that you go through this video right here, Jim Rohn, Building Your Network Marketing Business, okay, to build that foundation and set the expectations for what this really is and where you're going to go, what to expect down the road. Okay, second is the 4-step invite. I will always talk about this video because the foundational principles that I use and I leverage, and a lot of my mentors and leaders that I learned from, they leverage the principles and the step-by-step that's covered in that video. And then I just added this at the time that you guys are watching this video. I just added this video right here, following up and collecting a decision just the other day. This is helping so many people just be able to transition from, hey, I just got an exposure, I just shared this information with somebody. What do I do next? How do I properly follow up with them and get them to collect a decision? And so this is where this video is coming in right now, guys, how to properly schedule that three-way call. So you're at a point right now, guys, where you've got the exposure, okay? They've seen a video, you've followed up with them, you've asked them what they like best, and you're ready to now get them connected with your upline, your mentor, your leader, the person that you're working with, most likely a Platinum 600 and above individual that you want to get scheduled on a three-way call. And a three-way call, guys, is just you, your friend or your prospect that you just shared the information with, okay, and your mentor, okay? It's a three-way call. And so what we're going to be doing, and I'm going to be breaking this down, is you're going to go from following up to scheduling that three-way call, okay? And so a couple things before I just break down the actual call itself, I want to make sure that you guys understand a couple things before you schedule that three-way call, okay? Before you get your mentor on the call, there's a couple key pieces that I want you guys to make sure that you understand, so that way we're not wasting anybody's time moving forward, okay? So when you are following up with the individual before you get to the three-way, okay, before you schedule the three-way call, there are three main things that you want to make sure that you find out about your prospect, your friend. Obviously, you want to ask them what they like best. Obviously, you want to make sure that you want to ask them if they have any questions or if they're ready to get started. That will qualify them to see if they're actually ready and deserving of getting on a three-way call. But you want to make sure that you're coming to the call with these three things about the person, okay? You want to make sure that your friend, your prospect, they know which academy they want to get started with, okay? You want to make sure that they show up to the call with an idea of which academy they want to start with, okay? Whether that's the elite, or maybe they want, to focus on just crypto or just Forex or just binary or maybe just ecom. Okay, you want to have an idea. You want to have clarity with what academy they want to start with. That is number one. Number two is they know, your friend, your prospect knows how much it is to get started in the monthly membership. Guys, if you're sending them the right videos, the best videos to share, okay, again, it's all in the members guide. If you're on the first page, you scroll down, you click on best videos to share, it's right there, okay? All of those videos, they are qualified to be able to be sent out and shared with your newest person. And every single video, I'm pretty sure, has the pricing of each package in there. So there's no reason why they shouldn't know how much it is. And this, guys, is going to save you so much time, so much headache. and energy if you can make sure that your person knows how much it is to get started. It's very simple. You're following up with them, and I shared this in the video before, but you just ask them, hey, what did you like best? You expand on it. Okay, cool. Do you have any questions? Or are you looking to get started? They're going to tell you, hey, yeah, I'm really interested in the crypto side. I really like that. This is super flexible with your time. I like Swipecoin. Okay, cool. Like, that's awesome. I love the fact that this is super flexible for my time too. Are you leaning more towards the crypto side, HFX, Forex, or all the above, right? Get an idea. Okay, cool. So you're aware of how much it is to get started. I will ask those questions because I want to make sure that when I get this person on a call with my mentor, right? For example, I'm getting them on a call with Mike Sotero. I don't want Mike Sotero to have his time wasted by this person that doesn't even know that this costs money, or they don't know how much it is, right? This call is like right to the point. I want Mike. I'm going to alley-oop Mike, okay, so that he can slam dunk. He's going to go in, ask the right questions, and collect a decision on the three-way call. Okay, it's not, and I want qualified people on this call with him. It's not just everybody, right? And so you want to make sure that they know how much it is to get started. They know that there's a monthly membership. They are qualified people, because if they're asking the wrong questions of, man, how much is this going to cost, instead of thinking about, how much is this going to cost you if you don't do it, right? We want qualified people. So that's number two. I know I'm explaining this a lot, guys, but I've just seen this time and time again where I get on calls and this is not done properly. Okay. So that's number two. Number three, and the last thing is, what are they most excited about? What are they most excited about? And basically their reason to get started. The reason why you share this with them, that same reason as to why they would pull the trigger and get started. Okay. So that is the first part. Before even thinking about scheduling the three-way call, you've got to make sure that you go through these videos right here. You go through the proper steps of following up, and you make sure that you have these questions down. Okay. Or you have these answers down for that person. Okay. That way you're not wasting your mentor's time, and you do this with your team. Your team will not waste your time either. And we can only rock with qualified people. You're going to be more likely to end up collecting a decision and actually getting them started. Okay, cool. Let's move into actually opening the three-way call. Once you are on, you've scheduled it. Okay. This is kind of a breakdown of what I would think about, so that you guys can know this moving forward. I actually pulled this for future reference, guys. Brandon Boyd, I took some of this information that Brandon Boyd talks about and breaks down. A lot of this is also from Matt Rosa. Okay, Matt Rosa has a couple things that I was able to pull from, and this is just a very compiled, detailed, more insightful video. But I remember Brandon Boyd did a perfect three-way call, breaking down a couple things, and he said the intro should not be any more than 60 seconds. Okay. I would say maximum 90 seconds, but I'm going to say 60 seconds on this call, because I know sometimes people that intro calls on three-ways, they get carried away. They go on a tangent. There's no set purpose. You want to practice this. Okay. So 60-second intro or less, and you're out of there. All right. And I'll break that down. So I already said this previously, but not every single prospect, not every single person that you speak to, that you give an exposure to, needs or deserves a three-way call. And that's very, very important, because I've seen this multiple times where every single exposure, I'm trying to get, my person on a three-way call with Mike or with Christian, and they don't even, they probably don't even deserve to get on a call with them, because they're not qualified. Just because you send somebody the information does not mean that they're qualified to get connected with your mentor. Your mentor, their time is very, very valuable. They're extremely busy people. Even though they have all the information, that doesn't mean that prospect is qualified to get their attention. Okay. So you got to be very, very, very aware of that. And you can discern who's deserving of a three-way call based on the follow-up questions right here. Okay. And then who needs a three-way call? Sometimes, guys, you'll follow up with people on the first, it won't happen all the time, but sometimes a first exposure, a second exposure, a third exposure, they don't need a three-way call. Okay. They're ready to get started. They have all the information. We've seen this multiple times, especially when people come to events out here. We've seen people come in and they've seen, multiple resources, multiple videos. And it's like, bro, you have, or girl, you have all the information. You just need to make a decision. You don't need any more access. Okay. You don't need any more information. You've got it all. You just need a belief check. You just need to make a decision if you saw value, if you saw the vision of where this can take you. Okay. I'm harping on it because I've seen it multiple times and I want you guys to get it. Cool. This part right here, Brandon really talks about this. The higher quality the prospect, the more likely you should use a three-way. Okay. And I wouldn't even go as far as saying should, you must. You don't want to build this business on your own. You don't want to be the one that's doing one-on-ones all day long with prospects and nothing is going anywhere because they only know you and you're not as credible as your mentor. Okay. As far as experience. And the fact that you can edify somebody else and get out of the way and say, hey, this person's extremely busy. I'm going to talk about this. This person is extremely busy, but they have all the information. They have all the answers to your questions. You know how powerful that line is? So you take the pressure off of yourself of, hey, yo, this person in my inbox is asking me a bunch of questions. Hey, well, I know you have a lot of questions. Okay. I did too. I actually am trying to see if I can get a call set up with my mentor, somebody who's extremely busy, but they're the ones that have all the information to your questions. Okay. They're the ones that have all the answers to your questions. And so it takes the pressure off of you, and especially a higher quality prospect. You want to get them introduced and they're going to be thankful that you're going to introduce them to somebody that has experience, has the credibility, has the results, has the expertise, and actually does care. Okay. But it's all in the way that you edify your mentor. Cool. And then the last thing, guys, make sure that you qualify them. And I'm going to show you this right now, but you must qualify them. They must earn the right to a three-way call. This creates powerful positioning, as Brandon Boyd would say. So qualifying, this person's hardworking, they're very driven, they're very self-motivated. They're about their money. They just need a vehicle, right? They just have some questions. And so you want to make sure that you know that about them. And I'm going to show you how to say that in the intro. Okay, guys. So when it comes to actually opening the call, running the call, and stepping out of the way, okay, this is kind of what you want to be able to go through. Okay, 5 main points. Number 1, you're going to jump on and you are going to welcome your prospect, your friend, and your mentor to the call. Okay, could go something like this. Everybody's on the call. And guys, let me say this before I forget. I did not write this in here, but this is a major key. Okay, major key. Make sure that you write this down. When you go to get your mentor on a 3-way call with your prospect, you will always send the Zoom link. Okay, we're going to do Zoom because you can share your screen. They can see what we're doing. You can do a phone call, but it's more personable when you can do a Zoom. Okay, so I would make sure that you relay that to your prospect. Your mentor will already know, but you've got to make sure that your prospect is on the Zoom before your mentor even jumps on. It's less credible when your mentor is already on the call. This super busy, successful person is already on waiting for your prospect. That's not a good image. Okay. So if you work with me directly, you'll always know I will, especially if this is like a new relationship. If you just started working with me, I will usually tell you your first few times, hey, make sure, or let me know once your guy is on, or let me know once your girl is on, and then I'll jump on the Zoom. I never want to be, your mentor never wants to be on the call before your prospect. It's not a good image, and you're trying to leverage credibility, and this super busy person is already on before them. It's not a good look. Okay. So typically, guys, if they're having Zoom issues, just let me know. We can always make adjustments. I've gotten this before. I'm just trying to think about any little detail that comes up that you guys can take advantage of on this call. But typically within the first 5 to 10 minutes, if like they're not showing up, we are rescheduling the call. Okay. Nope. My mentor is extremely busy. You're wasting their time. You're not serious. If you are serious, we can reschedule, so on and so forth. I just thought about something. Hopefully I remember it. Oh, one thing I would do, guys, is 5 minutes before the Zoom, I would send them, shout out to Nick Fantasia. You're listening to this call. I know you are, because you literally listen to everything I send you. Appreciate you, bro. He does a great job about sending out the Zoom link about 5 minutes before the call actually starts, making sure that they have Zoom downloaded and created. That way, when it's call time, it's, our call's at 2 p.m. They're already on the call and I can jump on right away. And we're not waiting 5 minutes into 2 p.m. Now it's 2:05 and they're just jumping on. And now your mentors, their time's wasted. So that is a big point. I would send the Zoom out maybe 5 minutes before the call actually starts so that your prospect knows this is a very important call. Do not be late. I'm taking this seriously, and so should you. All right. So welcome prospect and mentor to the call. It could go something like this. Okay. Everybody's on the call. All right. It looks like, I'm going to give an example as if I'm going to edify Mike. Okay. All right, guys. Looks like everybody is on the call. Mike just got on the call. You could say that. Okay. I want to go ahead and just introduce the both of you and really set the purpose of why we're here today. I'm super excited, very grateful for Mike's time for jumping on, and of course, so-and-so. And so I'm actually going to shout out somebody that I just got on a three-way call the other day. If you're watching this, brother, I appreciate you. Very, very excited for your journey. His name is Joel. He's out in London, United Kingdom. And so it's very important that you guys set the purpose of the call. So I'm just opening it up, just saying, hey, I really appreciate you guys for being here. Mike's time is very, very valuable. So I want to kind of just jump right into it. The whole purpose of the call is to get you guys connected, because I know so-and-so, in this case, Joel, he's seen the information, he has some questions, and that's really what I want to kick today's call off with. And then right here, guys, I'm just going to jump into this so that you guys know. I wrote this out. So you want to first introduce your prospect, introduce your friend to the call, to your mentor, okay? One of the worst things that you could do is like not introduce and not edify your mentor. Your mentor has no leverage. Okay. And so I wrote down a couple things that you want to make sure that you do as far as introducing your friend or your prospect. Okay. So, and I wrote it down here so that you guys can see, but I'm going to just talk about it really quick. You want to make sure that you say, what is the relationship to them? What is your relationship to your prospect? What is your relationship to your friend? Are they a homie? Are they like your best friend? Did you guys go to high school together? Are they a coworker? Did you guys just meet, online on Instagram? Did you guys meet in passing? Maybe they were your waiter. Tell me, what is your relationship with your friend, okay? Or your person? That's number one. Number two is, what do they do right now? Guys, I've seen this so many times. You get your prospect connected with your mentor and you don't even tell us what they do. I have no leverage if you do not tell me where they're currently at in their life right now. How do I know where they want to go if I don't know where they're at? Does that make sense? You can't fix a problem that you're not really aware of. And so I've got to know where they're at right now. Are they working? Right? My guy Joel, he's a personal trainer. Okay, shout out to you, bro. We're going to start getting money to work for you. I'm very excited for you. Okay, so what do they do right now in their life? And then you want to say their reason of why they would get started. Okay, the reason why you shared this with them in the first place. Okay, and then the fourth thing is, which academy did they like the best? Which academy did they like the best? Again, going back to this, you want to make sure that you have this written down. You know this. Which academy do they want to start with? Which academy do they like best? Or what do they like best about everything that you've shared with them so far? And then the last part, guys, this is the qualification. This is making sure that they know on the call, your mentor, hey, they're hardworking, they're driven, they're qualified, and you can break this down to them. Okay. And then the last part, guys, I'm going to just break this down as if I'm going to be introing and edifying my prospect, my friend, and then edifying my mentor. So this is how it's going to go, something like this. Okay. So you're going to open up the call. Hey, what's going on, guys? It looks like Mike is on the call, ready to go. I'm super, super excited, super grateful to have him on this call. I want to go ahead and just introduce the both of you guys. So Mike, this is Joel. Joel and I met on Instagram just the other week, found out he's actually a personal trainer out in London, United Kingdom, and he's now realizing how important it is to get his money to work for him, especially over these last 12, 14 months with everything that's been going on. I shared with him a quick video. He loved the crypto side of the academy and how it could really help him do this part-time, get money to work for him part-time alongside his personal training business. Okay. He's very driven, very hardworking, and I believe that he is qualified for this. He just has a few questions and wants to see the process of getting started. So, which is why, and so I'm going to transition, guys, from going from that, and I'm going to transition to this next part of edifying my mentor. So he just has a few questions and wants to see the process of getting started. Guys, it is so important. It is so important that you say this line right here. Okay. It's the transition from introduction to edification, introducing your friend to edifying your mentor. Okay. And this is very important that you guys recognize as well, is when you go to get on a three-way call, the worst thing that you could do is make your friend, make your prospect like seem like they're on some kind of pedestal. So most people that get started, they have no idea about the markets. They have no idea about crypto or anything like that. Okay. And so one thing that I would say with this, guys, is even if, let's say, you're talking to somebody that actually does have an idea, or maybe they're already investing or doing their thing, It doesn't matter. They don't have what we have. They've never done what we've done. They haven't created results with what we do. I'm not putting them on a pedestal. I could say something like, this guy, he's working part-time right now, or he has a business and he's been investing into, cryptocurrency for the last year or so, but he's really just looking, to lock arms with proper mentorship, looking to lock arms with, a great community. Okay. He loved the crypto side of the academy and how he could, leverage Swipecoin to start actually leverage trading his investments. He's very driven, super hardworking, and I believe that he's qualified for this. He just has a few questions and wants to see the process of getting started. Guys, I flipped it, right? I literally used the same thing. I just said it in a different way. And so I'm not making this guy seem like he's on a pedestal. I'm not saying, yo, he bought into, GameStop and Doge and he made all this money. I'm not saying any of that. You follow the script, you be coachable to the plan. I promise you this will work, okay? And it will duplicate. But you can't go on a tangent, and you can't make your prospect seem like he has all the information. He knows what he's doing. Why are we on this call? Why would he even get started if he knows what he's doing? You guys get where I'm coming from? Okay, so I'm going to say this. I'm going to introduce my prospect, and then I'm going to transition and flow right into edifying my mentor. Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. He just has a few questions and wants to see the process of getting started, which is why I wanted to set up this call with my mentor and personal friend, Mikey Sotero. It is an honor and a privilege for him to even be on this call right now. Literally one of the busiest people I know. He's wanted all over the world, massively successful, and is also a servant leader, helping hundreds of thousands of people create their own success. And he's also been crushing it in trading and investing now for the last few years. He has all the information and answers to your questions. Guys, it's very important that you say this. Okay, he's been crushing it. You can say this part. He's been crushing it in trading and investing for a few years now and has all the information and answers to your questions. It is very important that you say that part, okay? I believe the best part about Mike is he is there for you. He truly does care about you, and he's truly there for you. He truly does care about you and your success. So I'm going to go ahead, step out of the way. I'm going to pass it over to Mike. Guys, say this part, okay? I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way and pass it over to Mike to share his story, answer your questions, and walk you through the process of getting started. Mike, go ahead and take it away. Guys, it's very important that you study this. You can even pull up this video, pause it right here at this section, and read this out loud verbatim, okay? Most of you guys on this call right now, you might be working with me, you might be working with somebody else, and you can just shift it in whatever way you want. This is a very generic like edification, but it's powerful because it takes the pressure off of you and it gives the reason and the purpose and the value of why we needed to be on this call, because Abby, in this case, doesn't have all the answers. I do not have, all the information. I am not the expert. Mikey is. You guys get me? So when you're doing the follow-up, and I talk about this on the follow-up video, okay, when people are like, well, why do I need to get on with your mentor? How many of you guys gotten that before? Well, why do I need to get on with your mentor? I break it down in the video why you need to. They have all the information, baby. I don't. I do not. So if you saw value, if you like what you saw, you just have questions and want to see the process of getting involved, you've got to get on with Mike. You've got to get on with Abby. Okay. And if they can't get on a three-way call, they're not even qualified to get on in the first place. They're not deserving to get on a three-way call with your mentor. Okay. And you just leave it. Say, hey, this is the process. I would love to help you get started, but Mikey has all the answers. So do you have time today at 2 p.m.? If I set up the call, can you be on? Can you make it ready to go? That's it. Okay. And so the last part of this, guys, is once you edify your mentor, this is the part that I've seen most people mess up still to this day, being involved for so long. They don't mute themselves. Guys, why would your mentor, Brandon Boyd talks about this on his calls too, but why would your mentor get on the call? Like if you're the one, okay, once you edify, once you introduce your prospect, you've done your job. That's it. 60 seconds, you're out. You're done. That's it. Okay. So what you want to do is just mute. And I hate to say it, but just shut up. Be quiet. You don't talk anymore. You don't talk anymore after the call. Okay. You're going to edify your mentor and you're going to say, cool, pass it to Mikey. pass it to Abby, pass it to whoever you're working with, and mute yourself. You don't open your mouth any other time throughout the call. Nope, not to give your 2 cents, not to give your testimony. You should have already given your testimony. You should have already given your story to your prospect. Okay, this is not the time. Why am I on the call? Why is Mikey on the call? Why is the person that you want to get on the call, your mentor, going to be on the call if now all of a sudden you're gonna close them? You're gonna be telling all these things. You're gonna be asking questions, guys. I'm only saying this in this way because I don't want to see it happen. You're gonna lose the call. Your person will not get started. They're gonna be less likely to get started because, like, why are we on the call if we're the expert? We're the ones that have all the information, right? That's what you just said. But now it looks like you have all the information. So my point is, you mute yourself. Be quiet. Don't say anything further. Okay. And so from there, that's it. They take it away. And I do have it in here, guys, just for the sake of this all being documented and recorded. But if you are the mentor on the call, okay, your teammate and their prospect, they want you, or your teammate wants you to get on a call to mentor or be the mentor on the call. Okay, these are a couple questions that you should definitely ask. I would say, yeah, in this order, in some way, shape, or form. Okay. But these are questions. If you guys get me on three-way calls, I'm always asking these main questions. Cool. And it's gonna work a lot better if you come to the call and you know that they're deserving of being there. They need that call. Okay. And you have these 3 things: what academy they want to start with, they know how much to get started, and you know their reason of getting started. Okay. So these questions, so your mentor is probably going to kick off the call to share their story. That's why I said it's so important that you say this, because sometimes your prospect can get on the call and they're going on a tangent and they think this is like a Q&A, like a Q&A, as if, they're asking them, what are their goals? What are their values? What are these things? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, no. This is about, did you see value? Did you see the vision? I'm just going to share with you my story real quick so you can relate and you can know no research is required. I didn't do any research before I got started. I saw the value and I saw the vision. Okay. This is a no research required type of thing. Okay. This is for people that are busy. You say you're busy. Cool. This is for you. You've got 3 to 5 hours to dedicate to your fitness, right? It's an imperative part of thing of your life. You have 3 to 5 hours to dedicate to your finances, to the health of your financial future. Cool. This is about that. So you set the standard. You set the pace for the call, not your prospect. So your mentor will probably ask something like this. And for those of you that are going to be the mentor on the 3-way, these are questions that I personally will ask and like to ask on the call, because I want control of the conversation. There's a purpose for this call. It's not it's not for anything else other than to collect a decision. Okay. So I'm going to ask, what did you like best about everything you saw? I'm going to share my story. And then I'm going to ask, what did you like best about everything that you saw? Do you consider yourself, so-and-so mentioned that you were very hardworking. You're very, driven and self-motivated. Would you consider yourself to be those things? Right. I would ask that again. Because we want to make sure, nobody just gets started with this. You got to be qualified. So we're like giving them value, but we're taking it away. And then I'm not afraid to ask this, and you should be asking this. You have to lead them. Okay. Most people will never ask this question on the call, so you never get an answer. Do you have any questions, or are you ready to get started? Do you have any more questions, or are you ready to get started? Or you could ask, what are your questions that I can help clarify? Okay, you can ask for questions. They're done answering all their questions, and then that's when I'll be like, cool. Do you have any further questions, or are you ready to get started? If they say no, most people in this situation, they're going to say yes. If we do this right, you edify, like we taught, most people are going to be ready to get started, and they're going to get started on that call. Or if anything, they know the price. So this 3-way is going to transition into a launch. So you're just going to basically be able to launch them right on the spot. Okay. So do you have any questions? Are you ready to get started? Let's say, for example, they say no. I'm going to ask them this. Okay, for sure. I mean, I'm here. I've got all the information that you need as far as, the questions that you have. On a scale 1 to 10, 1 meaning I don't want to do this at all, 10 meaning I'm ready to get started right now. Where do you stand? And they're going to tell you, maybe they're a 7, maybe they're an 8, maybe they're a 9, and you just got to go from there. Okay. And this is where studying and getting on more 3-way calls with your mentor, myself, whoever you're working with, you'll start to realize how they handle objections and how they collect decisions in moving to the next thing. Maybe they're like a 7 or an 8, and they need to see a Zoom overview, right? Maybe they need to come out to an event and see these things in person, right? Whatever the case is. But most times people are going to say yeah, and you're going to be able to get them started on the call if we do this the right way. So guys, in closing, that is it. This is the call to how to properly schedule and open a 3-way Zoom call with your mentor. And the only other thing I was going to say, guys, because sometimes I've seen you guys will get myself in group chats, which is totally fine. The only thing I would say is if you're going to get me in a group chat with your prospect, with your friend, you have to make sure that they have seen an overview. They have seen some sort of information. And I would only get them in a 3-way group chat with me if like it's been a very hard time to schedule a 3-way. Okay. It's been like really difficult to schedule a 3-way. So maybe you can just get me in a group chat with them and I can help either see about getting on it. Like we can schedule a call together. So that way we're all in the chat, or maybe I just need to answer a couple questions, collect a decision. They can get started on a call with you. Okay. But that's what I would do. Just follow these steps, guys. Make sure if you're going to get them in a group chat, they've already seen an exposure and you know these things about them, because you don't want to waste your mentor's time. You don't. And it de-edifies your mentor when they aren't even clear about what they want. Okay. They don't know the price. Come on now, it's a couple $100. You should know the price. Don't play silly. Okay. You should know their reason to get started. And that way you can edify them in the chat. Okay. You can kind of use something very similar to this. You don't need in the chat, you don't need to go this extensive detail, but you do need to say something along those lines. If you have any questions, just reach out, but you do want to make sure that you know these things before you even get your person connected with your mentor. Don't waste their time. Know that their time is very, very valuable. And if you go against that by saying, hey, their time is extremely valuable, but your person that's on the call doesn't even know how much it is to get started, you're messing up. Okay. So guys, I appreciate y'all for taking a look at this video. Hopefully you guys are able to see where the next steps are as far as the exposure process. You get you send this to somebody, they're able to see a video, a Zoom overview, a live event. Okay. And now they're at a position where you need to follow up, watch the follow up and collecting a decision video. And then this video is going to show you, like we just talked about, scheduling the actual scheduling and opening up the actual 3-way Zoom call. So guys, look further in the intro to building playlists. I'm going to add this video in there. Reach out to your mentors, to your upline, to the people that you're rocking with. And let's get you guys to the next rank: Platinum 150, P600, P1K, P2000, so on and so forth. Let's get it, baby. I'm excited for y'all. To the top we go. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.